Hello, everyone. This is Jerry, the Night Vision Phantom, bringing you another round of video. Now, I don't know what got me into wanting to make this video. Uh, I think a part of it was nostalgia, believe it or not. Um, there was a part of me going through the old religious, non-religious debates that I would say were the glory days back around 2007, 8, 9. I'm sure a lot of you remember having potato webcam set up. Most of you are at least vaguely familiar with Stickem, if many of you remember that chat room. And in those days, having a prominence in that niche of a channel or a time frame of that was, I would say, you were doing good for yourself as a YouTuber if you had like 2 or 3 thousand subscribers. That was a big deal, at least for uh, Christians, or at least theists, I would say. And I would say non theists, people of other religions, probably got uh, upwards higher than that. Uh, I think I remember probably the most prominent anti theist or atheistic YouTuber at the time was actually Captain Awesome. I haven't researched whatever happened to him, but I remember seeing a couple of videos of his in the past, and uh, I didn't think anything of it. Then I think, yeah, um, fake Sagan, uh, my old arch nemesis, Coughlin, who I'm not sure how he's doing. I think I think he's waxed and waned in popularity over the years. I see that. I think he's had some channels shifted over the years. But one name that pops up continuously, and one name that I have, believe it or not, a small history with, is in fact probably one of the most prominent atheist slash anti-theist slash poop poster out there, and that would be TJ Kirk, the Amazing Atheist. Now, I don't know if any of you remember this, but there was, well, I'm sure most of you probably remember this. Uh, yeah, I'll go back and say during my early days on YouTube in that 2007, 8, 9 era, I didn't do that good in terms of my video quality, my setup. A lot of it was just off the cuff. A lot of it was, believe it or not, vulgar. Not a good representation of what I believe. Uh, Probably bringing reproach to my faith. But I do recall making one particular video. I can't remember the title exactly off the top of my head, but it was something to do with uh, basically atheistic morality. I'm sure some of you may could probably pull up way back when or something like that and find that old video where uh, I actually had the amazing atheist and his crowd tear into me, and I'll admit I was surprised. I remember this was during a time when you could actually attach your video as a video response to people in YouTube. I missed that actually. Can't really do that. I'm not sure how easy it is to tag people and get their attention anymore. But at that time, I remember I think coming home from work or waking up one morning and being totally surprised that I got a video response from the amazing atheist himself. Uh, with a couple of videos, I think, going back and forth between us. But the first one, I remember being totally taken by surprise at, and I got a whole lot of criticism, and believe it or not, a nice subscriber count boost from that interaction. And I don't remember what the circumstances behind it was, but I remember in one of his videos he made against me, he actually got 2 community strikes. I'm laughing because it's just kind of silly. Not that I have, okay, maybe it's a little bit of Schadenfreude or however you pronounce it, but I just remember um, him getting 2 community strikes, and he was actually unable to post content on YouTube for a while. And then I think I actually remember back when you could easily send messages to people. I don't know if you can even do that anymore. Somebody remind me if you can actually still send individual messages to people in YouTube somewhere. I couldn't find it I remember how easy it was back in the day. But um, I just remember the, the the fallout, so to speak, of it, and that was I want to say 2000, late 2008, early 2009. I could be a little off on that, but that was when I was in my glory days, so to speak, of YouTube. And I don't think I ever was a significant player in the religious back and forth at that time. But I do like to think of myself as the guy that did at one point get TJ Kirk temporarily off of YouTube. Just the way oh scam baiters keep the scammers distracted. Uh, I like to say that I did the internet a service at that time. Not thinking that so much about that now. I think discourse and discussion is still important. I haven't changed on that fact, but alas, we've gotten to this point where, not to be a downer on myself, but I'm a shadow of what I once was, scoring a handful of views on most videos that I post. And I see that after all this time, TJ Kirk is still, I guess, going strong. Although I do remember, I kind of wonder on a couple of things because I really haven't paid attention to this guy since before 2010. It's been at least 15 years since I gave this guy any significant attention. I think I've scrolled through his channel briefly to see if anything's changed, and he's still the same old, and I'm sure he's proud of it. He's a he's an insufferable twat, and but not the kind of insufferable that's endearing. But there you go. And so here we are. I think he's no longer the amazing atheist. I think he probably still is as his background handle. But right now he's into the fray. It looks like. I remember he actually was TJ Kirk. I'm not sure what happened to his what's that other channel? The Drunken Peasants. I'm not sure what he does with that anymore. And I think that got Milo Yiannopoulos. What's the word? Canned, censored, taken off of relevance. Can't think of what that word is anymore. It's a very common word, but it escapes me. But anyways, um, yeah, I just wanted to quickly get on here and say that I never got my chance to um, find closure in it. If there really was, there's really no closure. But I just wanted to kind of come back on here and say the matter is settled. I remember having one brief back and forth session with him in chat somewhere, like actually messaging him, and we had a brief civil, so to speak, chat. I don't even remember what it was about, but I just remember he actually was cordial in his communication with me. So I don't know if it was him just being his character on here or what. But what I do want to say is, if I erred in my understanding of what I was spouting at that time, I'll take full responsibility for it. If I was, I've certainly, dare I say this, evolved, so to speak, over the years. And as much as I want to say it here, uh, it can't be avoided. It doesn't look like he's evolved much since I last viewed him or at last gave him any relevance 15 years ago. And I would make a banana joke, but I actually don't have a banana here. And I think that's probably old hat by now, anyways. But just for fun, I'm going to see, just looking at these thumbnails, I don't see anything that gives me indication that he's changed on anything. Not sure what his life has been like these past 10, 15 years since I was last involved in this stuff. But I'm just going to play a quick snippet of his latest video and see what it's all about. And as the title implies, Let me see what he has to say.
The older I get, the more I view most things as tyranny. Take about, for instance. What is this video about? That question to me is tyranny. Why must my thoughts be confined to the shallow absurdity of...
Okay. I don't need to go much further than this. This is one of those videos where it's kind of like giving a heartfelt or deep thought speech in the middle of just rambling or swimming in a pile of fecal matter. So that's just what this video. That's just what this video is all about. It's trying to sound intellectual in the middle of what basically amounts to just garbage in the grand scheme of things. So despite that, I just want to say that whatever beef I have with you, this giant ham of an arm is kind of disturbing. So let me go back to this blank slate here. Uh, so there's really nothing else to say about this, to be honest. But uh, yeah, I never officially concluded my villain story arc with him. I never got to. It never went anywhere beyond just uh, a couple of videos going back and forth. But one thing I will thinking about nostalgia. Something that popped up was I miss the days in which you got the most like the most viewed video of the week or trending the old trending on YouTube where you could kind of put like little accomplishments of like how good you're doing in a certain category. Like you ranked 37 this week in games in gaming or technology or something like that. I miss that old stuff. People used to put their um, stuff in their own comment section or or in their descriptions. So, anyways, that's all I have to say about that. To all of you who have stuck with me, my 1,300 is it 1,300 or so subscribers. I know most of you came over from Coughlin's channel, and some of you I think even came over from the Amazing Atheist channel. Some of you are my fellow fighters of the faith. So I think, regardless, I thank all of you for sticking with me. Uh, this is my attempt to, and I'm using a lot of air quotes here. I know, uh, but this is my attempt to try to get back into relevancy, so to speak, because I find myself having a lot of extra time on my hands, and I think it's time just to try to leave whatever mark I can on this world. Opinions are like buttholes; everybody's got one, but some stink worse than others, and hopefully you'll find mine quite refreshing. I know that's really gross, true to think about, but yeah, that's all I have to say. So thank all of you, and like a phantom of the night, I must disappear. Have a good one.